But first, back to our top story. Hillary Clinton potentially being humiliated again at the polls as voting gets underway in Oregon and Kentucky. But the ugliness we saw in Nevada, it's still hanging over the party right now. You've got Sanders supporters that threw chairs and even made death threats. Watch them there against the state party chairwoman this weekend. They claim the state party leadership rigged the convention results, giving Hillary Clinton more delegates. But the 7 delegates she picked up, they don't alter her tally all that much. Hillary Clinton is only about 140 delegates shy of her magic number, which she is expected to hit after the June 7th primaries. So is this rioting a sign that Sanders supporters will not be voting for Hillary in the general? Joining me right now, Democratic strategist Bernard Whitman and conservative commentator Gina Loudon. Good to see you guys. Bernard, starting with you, it's not just Nevada where the Democrats are expressing their discontent. We certainly saw in the poll numbers coming out of West Virginia, more than 30% of Democrats there voting for Bernie Sanders said they would vote for Donald Trump over Hillary Clinton. What's happening? Well,
I think West Virginia is a particularly special case, and I think overall the party is going to unite between Hillary Clinton, and I think that when you look on the Republican side, I think there's a lot more dissension on that side. A recent poll showed that 40% of Republicans would not vote for Donald Trump. 1 in 5 actually would vote for Hillary Clinton.
Well, we're going to get to the Republicans in a minute, but I want to stay focused on the Dems here because it seems to me that it's about time for him to call it a day. He's still lingering there. He's still, creating chaos for her in the sense that it's prohibiting her from moving more and more to the center, which she needs to do in a general election.
I would agree with that. I thought the behavior of the Sanders supporters in Nevada was outrageous. I thought it was disgusting. I think Bernie Sanders needs to come out and disavow that very, very strongly. But I have a feeling also that those are a couple bad apples that really sort of spoiled the party literally in Nevada. And I think that Hillary Clinton is someone who can bring this party together. She has a history of building compromise, building consensus, building coalitions. That's exactly what we need. And honestly, the thing that worries me about Bernie Sanders is a similar thing that worries me about Donald Trump. They are appealing to the most extreme, the disadvantaged, the people who feel that they've been shut out, the very frustrated, the very angry,
and maybe
the very
that's the similarity. We've said that a lot of these Bernie supporters may actually wind up migrating to the Trump side. We could see a complete change of the parties as we know them. Gina, I want to bring you into all of this. Is it really that people are that disgruntled, or does it also have something to do with Hillary Clinton just being a poor candidate?
I think it is that, and I would add to that just the establishment. It's the establishment again. Voters have given both the Republican and the Democrat establishment a chance to fix things, and they haven't. And that's where a lot of this frustration is coming from. But Trish, Hillary is a very poor candidate. Take my dad, for example, a lifelong Democrat who told me that he's going to be supporting Donald Trump because he just cannot bring himself to vote for Hillary.
You sure you didn't have something to do with that, Gina?
I have been trying to get my dad just to vote with me for mayor for my whole entire life when we've canceled each other's votes. So this is very, very shocking to me that after a lifetime of canceling each other's votes, he's one of them. And I am hearing from Bernie supporters every day and former Democrats every day that are saying, how can I get involved in the Trump campaign? It is mind-blowing. I've never seen anything like this election.
Right? I mean, look, one of her biggest challenges, Bernard, are those trustworthiness ratings. I mean, you've seen them. She doesn't come across to your average American as someone they could or should trust. And I think elections go back to this. I think they go back to trustworthiness. I also think they go back to likability. I mean, you think about John Kerry and him not winning. It was because he seemed too aloof, too distant. Same thing with Mitt Romney.
I think that we have a bigger issue at stake in this election. I think that the last few years have torn America apart. I think we're seeing that in the Donald Trump campaign. I think the Bernie Sanders campaign is taking advantage of that. And we need someone that can bring the country together to make us whole again.
But how does she bring us together when she was part of the administration that tore us apart?
Because I think Hillary Clinton has a record of being able to compromise, to reach across the aisle, to build consensus. And I think, frankly, women are better at bringing people together oftentimes than men. I think that's going to be a huge advantage for Hillary Clinton. And I think when you have her matched up with Donald Trump, who plays in the most divisive, despicable, negative, disparaging elements of our character, and you're going to have someone.
So you're counting on women. She's definitely got the women votes more locked up than Donald Trump for sure. But I'm curious. Does she have a male problem, a men problem, Gina? I mean, think about 1 in 6 young men not working right now or in jail. I mean, life is not good if you're between 18 and 38 years old as an American male in this country.
Yeah, 90-some million people have left the workforce permanently. 1 in 5 families, Trish, has absolutely no one employed in that family. Hillary is the most divisive candidate to come down the pike in a long, long time. She's already lost as the DNC nomination. As the nominee, she has caused a chaos in the Democrat Party that is basically imploding it. This whole superdelegate system is causing people who are lifelong Democrats to not trust the system. And then you look at her so-called economic plan, which is basically a plan to give great employment to lawyers. When you look at things like her wanting to nationalize daycare, for crying out loud, her wanting to make sure that we have police in all of our private business, making sure that women are paid the same thing as men. All those things cost money, and they're good employment, not for the average middle-class person, but for lawyers. Those are who Hillary Clinton's real friends are. Let's not forget that.
Look, we're going to talk about Venezuela coming up a little later in the show. I'll tell you, you know, playing with other people's money, it just doesn't work. Bernard, thank you so much.
Thank you, Trish.
Good to have you here.